Hey everybody, what's up? And welcome back to my kitchen slash garden again. Yes, I can't believe we're back here already. Today we are going to be making some lovely Bachelor button buttermilk milk bath bombs. What am I going to name this? That's like, I don't even know what I'm going to name this. But I really like this recipe because it has some really skin loving ingredients, and more importantly, it is a milk bath. As always, I'm going to put the recipe down in the description below. And it should be noted that before you do any kind of DIY like this, you always want to do your research and make sure the things that you're using are safe for you. And if you have any questions, always talk to a professional. I'm here to just kind of share my creative journey with you guys, and hopefully it's helpful, but always be on the safe side. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start with my base for, a bath bomb, and that, of course, is my baking soda. After I add my baking soda, I'm going to add my citric acid because, of course, you cannot make bath fizzies without citric acid. After I have added my citric acid, I am going to add just a little bit of epsom salts. I like to put Epsom salts in my bath bombs, usually every time. It just depends, that or Dead Sea salt. It's really just your personal preference or what you have on hand. And last but not least, for the dry ingredients, I'm going to be using buttermilk powder. This is going to be a key component of our milk bath. So you can use a little more, a little less, whatever you want. For mine, I like to make sure that there's a lot of milk powder in there and have a good, nice, soothing bath. Originally, I also wanted to put some colloidal oatmeal in here too, but I completely forgot, so we'll save that for another time, I guess. I'm just going to give this a good mix around. I'm going to work out any clumps. Of course, you can always sift your dried ingredients if you are worried about the clumps and everything like that. Up next, I am going to be using some oils. For this video, I'm using an aloe vera oil. I chose this because I wanted this to be like a 4th of July summer type bath bomb. So I wanted to be nice and soothing for the skin. After I add my aloe vera oil, I'm going to add just a little bit of polysorbate 80. This is going to keep, that oily film from forming on top of our water after we make our bath bombs. When deciding how much oil to use in recipes and how much liquid to use in my recipes, I always just in general make it 6% of the recipe. So the total weight of the bath bomb, 6% of that is going to be my liquid weight. The rest is going to be dry ingredients. Sometimes that varies depending on the weather. If it does, you can just kind of use some rubbing alcohol or even witch hazel to spritz your mixture and get it to the right consistency. I'm just going to mix together until when I grip it and squeeze it, it stays together in a nice clump. You guys have seen this before, I'm sure you have. So once that is to my liking, I'm going to take my smaller bath bomb mold. This is the 1.85 ounce mold. And I'm just going to scoop up 2 colors. I'm going to do a half scoop into one container and another half scoop into the other container. This is just going to ensure that I have enough to fill my mold here when I make the 2 colors. If I was making a lot of these, of course, I would do my embed separately and it would be a lot easier. But for the sake of this video, I'm just doing it this way. Into one container, I am going to be adding some blue soap safe colorant, and to the other container, I'm going to be adding some red soap safe colorant. Ideally, this is kind of like a 4th of July type bath bomb, I guess. I think the inspiration for that came from the fact that my Bachelor's Buttons petals are, for the most part, red, white, and blue. So why not? So I'm just going to mix the soap dyes into these little batches, and then I'm going to pack the small bath bomb. Half of it is going to be blue, the other half is going to be the red, and I'm just going to squish those together and let those set up, and then I'm going to work on the outer shell with the bigger bath bomb mold, the 7.5 ounce mold. And once again, when you're putting these together, if the mixture is too dry, you can just, spritz just a little bit and get it to the right consistency, because that's really important, especially, when you're making embeds like this. Ideally, you want to let them rest in the mold for about a day. For this video, I let them rest about a half hour. So really, I really like this mixture that I've made up because it does hold pretty firm relatively quickly. And if you do let them cure for, the right amount of time, a few days to a week, then these bath bombs become very hard. And I've never had problems with them breaking or cracking or anything like that. So I hope that's helpful somehow. Alright, so after I have this middle embed, it's time to add some Bachelor's Buttons petals to my mixture. I'm just adding a big handful to my white mixture here, and I was thinking, oh my goodness, maybe that's a little too much. I would probably add a little bit less because this amount did cause things to dry out a little bit, and I had to kind of add some moisture to the mixture. And some of the spots didn't stick as well because there were so many petals. So don't be so generous with the petals, but I think it's already looking pretty cool. I know not everybody likes stuff floating around their tub while they're trying to take a bath, but I really like it. I think it's fancy. I don't know. So once I've mixed this together really well, I'm just going to take 1/2 of the bigger bath bomb mold, and I'm just going to put a little bit of the mixture into it, and then I'm going to put our embed right on top of that, fill the other half of it, and I mean, you guys can see what I'm doing, and just kind of work it together and squish it together and make sure that it's very tight and compact and compressed and whatever other word you can think of to describe it. And then I'm going to let that sit. Ideally, you'd let these sit for a day or so and then let them cure for about a week before you want to package them or whatever you want to do with them. For the sake of this video, of course, I'd rushed everything. Mine only sat in the mold for about, I don't know, half an hour before I actually used it to show you guys what it would look like. So I guess really it is up to you and what you're going to do with it. I definitely would not package these that quickly, that's for sure. So of course, as I record this, I still don't have access to my house really, so I didn't have a bathroom to show you guys this in the actual tub. But here it is in a bucket in my backyard. I know, I know. You should know I recorded all these in pretty much the same day by now and just spaced them out to upload. Sorry, spoiler, I hate to spoil the magic, but that's what I did. Anyhow, I just dropped this bad boy into the bucket, and I was so happy to see that this one floats. Last time I made one, it didn't float. It sank to the bottom, but this one floats, which now I can only assume is attributed to the buttermilk powder, because that's the only difference. And the ones before that floated, they also had buttermilk powder, so that is the key, my friends. Overall, I really liked how this one frothed and put petals absolutely everywhere. If this was in an actual tub, I am very certain that the pink or reddish and blue center would stream around the tub and it would look absolutely awesome. As I was putting my hand in this, I used way too many petals, guys. They were sticking all over me. Nobody wants that many petals in their bath, I don't think. I would cut back on the petals. Anyhow, since this is a milk bath, I wanted to see what the actual watercolor looks like. And I am so happy to say it looks so awesome. The blue and the pink really came together to make this nice pastel purple. And it really is just this opaque, milky color, just like I wanted. So it's the purple, opaque, milky pastel color with the flower petals floating all in it. It looks so good in person. I don't know if the camera was able to catch it, but this one is a winner. I am definitely going to be making this recipe again. And that's about it. I hope that this video was somehow helpful. If it was, please subscribe. I'd love to have you doing all kinds of garden stuff and soap making type things and all kinds of random things really. Be on the lookout for new videos pretty regularly. And that's about it. Talk to y'all later. Bye guys.